Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday. I had a bit of a heavy video yesterday. I was feeling a certain kind of way. Still do feel a lot of shame just feel a lot of shame. If you've been following this channel, you know why. But I thought let's lighten the mood a little bit and talk about some retro gaming, which some of you will probably remember. A lot of my followers, I think, are a similar age, if not a little bit younger, maybe 10 years younger or so. But when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my number one console was the Super Nintendo, the SNES. Absolutely adored it. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But one of the stories that really jumps out at me was that I had a Super Nintendo and my brother had a Super Nintendo, and there were reasons for that. Partly because we just probably weren't very good at sharing, but also because I had a more advanced setup. Now I knew things about various different games, but one game I had no inkling or any idea about at all was Zelda. People did have Nintendos, like the original Nintendo in the UK. Not many of my friends did. One guy had a Master System, I think. Yeah, and I didn't really know anything about Zelda at all. And my brother, he's younger than me, had said that at Christmas he wanted to get Zelda. And we didn't really have, we were kids sort of thing. We didn't have a load of money or whatever. I was a teenager. I did have some money from jobs and stuff, but he was buying a game and he was saying, I'm going to get this game Zelda. And I was looking at it, judging a book by its cover. I was just looking at the pictures and I was like, no, why? I was giving him such a hard time about it. Why would you want to play this game? It looks like absolute garbage. It looks rubbish. Don't get it. Zero knowledge, but just going off of the pictures. And this is pre-internet. There was no looking up trailers, or I don't even think I'd seen a moving image of that game. Just some pictures from above, right? And it didn't look impressive to me. It didn't look stylized or interesting, like something like a Final Fight or a Street Fighter or whatever else ended up on the Super Nintendo. And he just stuck with his guns and was like, no, I'm 100% getting this. I'd never really experienced RPGs, I don't think. And he got it. And I will never, ever forget that moment. I'm sure all of you have had these moments in time with a video game, right? Because a lot of you who follow me are FGC or ex-FGC, but certainly have had some gaming in their time. And it starts off really moody and it's raining, and immediately I was just drawn to it. I was in there, it was moody and there was rain, and there's this message, I think from Zelda, some sort of psychic message to the uncle, come help me, save me, whatever, and you're Link, right? Or you're going to become Link. And the uncle's like, stay here, I'm going to go on, find Zelda or whatever. So he disappears. You're left to your own devices, and then you get to control the character and smash some pots and whatever, and then escape and eventually find your uncle. Go outside and it's raining, it's amazing, and find your uncle, and he's injured and he's saying carry on the journey for me. And bro, that whole moment was just incredible. I was so in there. And this is the beauty of video games, I think. Sometimes, obviously they can have their bad side, they can be addictive, whatever, but they can also have a beautiful side where you feel like you are involved in a story, but you have purpose. You know, a lot of video games have purpose. It's probably why they're so popular, is that they give you a purpose, an important purpose, a reason to exist, challenges, things that you have to accomplish. And this was, you know, in the early days, probably before things started getting, you know, they started designing games to be more and more addictive and this, that, and the other. It was just that Zelda was a beautiful game put together with love, I think, and it just sounded amazing. And all the, you know, you'd go to the fairy fountain and that music would play, and you'd have power-ups and all that stuff, and everybody knows these sounds, right? And so what happened was that my brother would play it during, this is very typical with me and my brother, and just how sort of different we were in regards to potentially living a healthier and unhealthy lifestyle. You be the guess of who's doing what. But he would play it during the day, and I would then, when he would go to bed, like, that's who he was and still is. It's time to go to bed. I'm going to bed now, get some good sleep, be up in the morning. So when he went to bed, I said to him, well, look, do you mind if I take the game and play it at night when you're not using it? I think I asked him, or I may have just stolen it. But either way, I would play it through the night. So I would play it through the night, he would play it through the day. I can't remember if we compared notes or not, or just got on with our own journeys. But it was one of the most spectacular games and experiences I'd ever had. And, you know, it's hard these days when you're talking about top tens, right? And I may do a top 10 at some point, like my top 10 favorite games, but it is really hard to put together a top 10 because everything there's a recency bias, right? So like for me, I played Elden Ring now, and it's like, okay, well, that's pretty amazing. Or maybe you played the latest Zelda, pretty amazing. So a lot of these games, maybe you play them now and you'd think, a bit bored, because they're so old. But that game actually, I think, still holds up in many ways, and is still playable, with its little puzzles and things like that. But yeah, the recency bias gets in the way in terms of top tens and all that sort of stuff. But I would definitely say the impact, the emotion that I felt at the time, it's difficult to discredit that and say that Zelda is not. This is a link to the past I'm talking about, of course, obviously on Super Nintendo. It's difficult to say that wasn't one of the greatest gaming moments I've ever had and felt. So yeah, there was a time when I was literally talking my brother out of playing Zelda. Thought it was garbage based on a few pictures that I'd seen, and then quickly learned that it might be my favorite game that I'd ever played, you know, bar maybe Street Fighter at the time. So yeah, that's my story. It's a short one, it's a Sunday. I hope you're all doing really well out there. I hope you're I just hope that everyone's lives are good, and would like to say I have gratitude for having an audience. I have gratitude for being able to make videos like this. I have gratitude for the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. See how smooth that was? That I get, the donations. I have gratitude for all of you guys. And, you know, let's stick with that today. Gratitude and a love for those special gaming moments. Now, please, by all means, wax lyrical in the comments about special gaming moments for me. Please, please. Don't feel nervous or whatever. Just let me know, because I love reading those stories. I really do. I really do. Anyway, peace out. Till the next video.